Oh my gosh, it's been a really busy year or so here in LaSalle. This is one firecracker joint out here, huh? I mean, I almost have the exact routes, times, just by simply living. I don't even have to keep track particularly. You guys have started to really miscalculate stuff. Wouldn't you leave the one alone that reports corruption just so she can live? I mean, you just come on so strong everywhere we live. When I'd return back to Michigan, following me around, following me around, following me around. It's so weird, though, because when we had this, pretty much the pedophile who raised me and the older sibling, who probably would like to see me locked up so she can get all the inheritance, is they just strolled right up in our property, and we never gave him our address. We said LaSalle, and yeah, I'm putting the house on videos and stuff, but there was never a proper invite, and the last text with my ex-sister was, "Don't ever fucking get a hold of me again." Then, or it was prior, no, I don't know, it's just a mix of tricks, a mixed bag of mess. I put the crosses up, and then they strolled in the driveway. Al put up the thing with the finger, which is fine. Judge Arnold just didn't look into nothing because he likes little girls too. So he just let some scumbucket get through false PPOs again. Just like Lone Meyer, she knew the people over in the old clans group there, over where they do the organ harvesting and stuff, and it's easier to just transport, like, I don't know, maybe some dead prostitutes and stuff over to Merkel Funeral Home. What else did I see? The toddlers. It has been a really, we're talking so many events since April Bjorn was shipped from Cali up to trick me. And so I'd go up there and start getting all emotional and try to bust up a cartel on my own when I didn't even know what a cartel was particularly. Because my family kept me in such a fog for so long. They just keep you all whacked around. You don't even know what's going on. And, but what really gets me, and you guys know this because you know I'm protective, is you can't leave John alone. Can't leave John alone. You couldn't leave Corey alone. He finally lost his job and had to move back up near family or something somewhere. That thing where you supposedly found him on the riverbed, but he had everything taken from him, and then you guys accused him of crimes he didn't do. Or maybe he did. Maybe he lied to us. Don't you guys have enough to do? Don't you have enough to do? You don't have enough to do? Because we can go back a long time on false police reports, but I didn't have any help to help me. And I was dealing with predators upon my son. But every time I went to report something, you guys misreported it. And you've done this since 2002 and prior, and you're always using the big, strong words about me. But see, I was in my 20s then. I'm 50 next month, so if I was going to do all this crazy stuff, does that seem like a long time to wait? I could have had most of the corruption cleared out by now. But see, you can twist that up too, right? So you protect the Kotchers. He's part of the trafficking. You let him burn the one whorehouse down across from the domestic violence shelter, which is bizarro. Oh, is that supposed to be a secret? But everyone knows where it is because they kind of ship some of the prostitutes there sometime and then release them back out and then put them over into jail and then maybe back out again with some of the whoever's that like prostitutes and then put them back in jail and then out in the street and then back into the DV shelter. And so then you just start burning down the bowling alley, which God knows what was going on behind that building sometimes. With the shitty apartment groups. So as we burn that down, what, an insurance company or so, Kotcher's rental that's been standing there since probably the early 1900s. I don't know how old that house was. God, I bet there was some interesting evidence in there of different things. And then you're like, yeah, let's coop him over in LaSalle. We know we can take him down there. She will just keep reacting because we've been at her since birth. the establishment has been at me medically, perverts, pedophiles. I was videoed with other kids when I was just a wee one. That was put in the black market. But yeah, Judge Arnold and no one even, and then Dobbs kept really coming to my mind because his wife said something so weird to me at the where you get your like PPOs and stuff at the courthouse. Something about that maybe they would be having to take my blood. Like it was kind of like a threat. She was able to threaten me across from the screen. Dobbs keeps really coming up. He's been coming up for a few years, especially when he popped up over at Brentwood. What in God's green earth would you be? We all know you guys are the sickest of the sick. I don't know how you guys were able to keep cop jobs that long. But I mean, we know when you're dealing with a cop station like this, I mean, the sicker you are, the longer you can work here. And then just stay at this woman. Just never leave her alone. And then start stalking her son and her husband. You can get the son to break because he's just had too much. And then do some blackmail or payoffs. Distribute some information about me that may have been accurate back in the day there when I had the breakdown. When you guys were letting the little girls be raped at the juvenile center. Boy, I sure wish I could remember those guys' names. That would probably really, point that bullseye at oh gosh, can I use the word bullseye? That would really point the finger at what's going on here too. I mean, sometimes I think if I write this list down, it's going to be pretty alarming. Because there was a lot of perverts and rapists and people that got prostitutes at the AA too. Why didn't she just leave and stay away? Well, you should have maybe talked to the old family over there about keeping me trapped. Because I wanted to hightail out of here before I could even drive a car. I didn't know how I was going to get out. So there must be some kind of little halo over my head. It's not just the horns. I got like horns and a halo, but I don't go around hurting people. And I don't go around testifying false police reports that go way back. You guys is the last arrest you did, 2009, and there was one in between there. Even the predator family of mine, the pedophiles, y'all started using the KI ... on me, and I never said those words. And so you've been stacking this up since like 2002 or sooner, correct? And most of this would be through information through rapists and pedophiles that gave you this information that was false. But you just kept documenting it and pigeonholing me and putting labels on me and catching me drinking and this, that, and the other. And because what else would I do? Just, I didn't kill myself soon enough to suit ya. Nobody was able to get that gunshot a little better to take my head off. I don't know, you guys haven't been making it very fun the last few weeks. I don't always like September to October. It's when I got raped and I decided to have the baby. And then I thought maybe I would just escape with the baby, but that never happened either. For some reason, Jesus just wanted me to stay here for all these fun events. And Judge Arnold was too prideful to look into anything and maybe even just have the PPOs dropped. So he let a hoodlum thug who is in, like, they like to rape women, this motorcycle group. And he let these guys with Paul across the street just stay at me for the entire time again. And then it's, you stay at John, and then it goes through me, and then it affects John, and then it's just this fun stuff. So, I don't know if you noticed, the world in itself, see, Monroe County, Michigan isn't the only place on the planet, and everything's just kind of really revving up. This is water and stuff, so sorry about that. To where, yeah, a bunch of us are going to get hauled in for all the false stuff that's stacked up on us from the people that are scared to death that they'll get caught. So they'd already been, planning that a long time too. How's Sean Leonard? Has anyone checked in on him since they did all those threats on him and used to let him keep all the cameras and the video footage for the popo? How's he doing in life in prison? Did they have to transport him again? Who else? So the Leonards, we have the Kotchers. I mean, how many judges and stuff do I need to list? And what about the judges that got caught with the prostitutes at the hotels? That's weird. It's a rose incense. These are the best smelling ones I've ever smelled. Yeah, I really like them. Do you guys like roses? Do you like how roses smell? Because you guys smell like, guess what? You don't smell like roses. No. There's a one verse in the Bible and it says the putrid corruption or sins of, say, a corrupt government, for instance, like the state, is God, it literally, when it hits his nostrils, he's having to control his rage. That's creator God. That's not me. And you just really needed to start getting your story straight, like back in like 1993, I think. Don't you? Now, that thing where my brother watched the police murder someone and feed him to pigs, I don't really know that whole story. But the thing is the fact I don't even talk to them. I didn't have a relationship with him for years because he was so horrible. Such a horrible person. So I don't understand. So the pedo gets pulled up in my driveway, one of my first rapists, and then Al, and then I got a little boisterous. But then you send the cops super late, but was it even the real cops? To come and scare, right? Because you know John works at night, right? But you could have come somewhere in the middle of that, or, I mean, at this point you have our phone numbers, right? So, I mean, you could have even called him at work, right? Let's see. This must have been one of those pep talks John had to give me. Oh, it's just for both of us. Like, hopefully we can get through another day with Jesus, because there's nothing worse than having sicko authorities just tracking you and tracking you and tracking you while the corruption grows and grows and grows. And then people like us get disposed of, and destroyed and destroyed and destroyed. While Judge Arnold can sign PPOs that have to go through the state about some women wanting to off someone because he goes through old files, and I guess he didn't think to look up Al's old career that he went right back into when he got out of prison to help the county. How many names do I have to list out here? Out here in the boondocks. It's a little bit of the boondocks, but not. But it would have seemed that it would have just been enough to just leave us alone, don't you think? Do you think so? Can you count that? Can you say your alphabet backwards, please? Can you please walk in a straight line, Miss Drew? Well, I've never been really good at saying the alphabet backwards. I mean, I can't even do that. Oh, gosh, did I say that?